Hello everyone, welcome back to Airplane Mode. Today you guys, obviously we're back with a brand new video, and I do really want to apologize for the delay in last week's video. Obviously I was not able to post it. It was going to be an AutoGate tutorial for how to put it into your own sceneries, just how to make the plugin actually work and all that. However, I did like 30,000 takes, and no matter what, it just was not working. So we'll definitely try that another time, because I know I've kind of been struggling to, I used to be struggling to find how to put it into my own sceneries, a bunch of things like that. So hopefully I can make a really short tutorial in order to, you know, be able to teach you guys about that. But today we're doing something completely different. It is obviously still a plugin involving X-Plane 11. However, it is kind of different, and this is more for kind of like immersion, you could say, which is kind of AutoGate as well. So, I take back what I said. But what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be teaching you guys how to install the HeadShake plugin for X-Plane 11, which works in literally every single aircraft, and there are a whole bunch of cool little neat features that I'm super excited to show you about. So without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead, hop on our browser, and get started. Alright, here we are on simcoders.com. So this is where you get the actual HeadShake plugin. Now this is the free version that I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to install. However, if you would like to install the payware version, I don't really know if that actually exists. I'm sure it does, just because most plugins like this have a payware version to them. Yeah, reality expansion pack, I think that's, yeah, whatever, features and downloads, you get what I'm saying. We're going to be downloading the free version today because, as I've said multiple times, I do not have the money for the actual full version, and this version works just fine. So to start things off, we're just going to go ahead, you can look through this, read all that, but I'll be explaining a little bit more about that when we actually get on with the actual, you know, installation and get into X-Plane 11. But to get started, you're just going to hit download. You do not need to be signed into an account or anything like that. The second you hit download, it will automatically start installing. Should be relatively quick, you know what I'm saying. This link will be in the description down below. So yeah, with that, we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing that we always do when we're installing plugins. Make the screen, or just move it over to the side. Drag this all the way up, to the top corner there. Then we're basically done with this page here. So what we're going to do, X out of that, move X-Plane 11 to up there, and we're going to go ahead and extract the contents that are in this. You can read the license, you can read the README. However, I'm going to be, not really the license, but the README is kind of more installation, stuff like that, and a little bit about the actual plugin itself. However, I will be explaining that in this video. So what we're going to do is just, computer's being a little slow. Just drag that guy right next to HeadShake right there. Then we're done with this, and we're also done with the zip file. So we're just going to go ahead, right click, delete, and drag that to the corner. Oh, that went onto my other monitor. Sorry about that. We're going to double click. Actually, no, we're not going to double click on that. That is the actual plugin itself. I really apologize for that. I'm a little bit of a mess. We're going to go ahead, open up the X-Plane 11 folder like that. We're going to move into the resources and plugins folder like that. We're just going to simply drag and drop that into the plugins folder like that. That's that. Drag X-Plane 11 down to the center, and we're going to go ahead and open up X-Plane 11 so that we can actually review this plugin and go over a few little things regarding it. Alright, we are currently in our aircraft, which happens to be the Zibo 737-800 in the Alaska Airlines livery. Great. Sorry, that was pretty loud. Anyway, we're gonna get started here. We really have nothing done. I just loaded up with the engines running, that little default preset, and we are here currently at Phoenix International Airport, Kilo Papa Hotel X-Ray. And yeah, so what we're gonna start out with is coming up here, and before we go to plugins and configure anything, where is it? Right here, SimCoders HeadShake. We're going to start off by going to view. Now you're going to notice something that says Cinema Verite. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest with you, but it's going to look like that, going to be that far down, whatever, and it's under the view section, kind of like, you know, when you just go up there, view. That needs to be off, okay? Because if that's on, it's not going to work. And you're going to notice it's going to be off because your plane will stop. You're going to notice your head will stop bobbing. So if we turn that back on, instantly your head starts bobbing again. But the second you turn it off, there you go, you stop bobbing around. Note your computer's not frozen, and it works just as fine. Or just as good, I should say. But, of course, it's just not going to be shaking because we have another shaker. That makes any sense. That was a really stupid pun. Anyway, to get started, what we are going to be doing is opening SimCoders HeadShake right there. And to start things off, you're going to notice enable HeadShake. This is, if that's off, then you're not going to have HeadShake enabled. It's pretty, I don't even know why they have that there. Otherwise, just delete the plugin if you're not going to have that enabled. It's just really, really pointless in my opinion. Enable the look ahead effects. Now, I think this saves to when because I had to delete it so I could actually show you guys how to install it. Now, if I move my rudders, you're going to notice that it kind of like moves me forward a little bit, kind of looks ahead. If I move that to full, you're going to notice it moves me a little bit more, I think that's what it does. But if we move it back down, let's say to 1. Oh. Yeah, I don't really know what that, let's see. I don't really know what that does, to be honest with you. But we'll just set that to full because I guess it will be more realistic, because you can really look around in all angles and everything when you're actually in the cockpit. I mean, there are a few restrictions, but we'll just set that to full for now. Enable the ground roll vibrations. Now, that's when you're going to be, you know, moving. Here, actually, we'll just go ahead and release our parking brake quick, accelerate a little bit here. You're going to notice, actually, we'll just set our flaps so that we don't risk anything. You're going to notice there are very, very slight right now, but there are a few little bumps that we are encountering, and I don't know, yeah, you can kind of see the ground bumps right there, but that's what that is. So if we have those at full, then you're going to notice there are a whole bunch more bumps. Now, I kind of like this, so I'm actually just going to leave it on 100%. So, yeah, but you know what I'm saying, so you can definitely leave that, but put that wherever you want. Enable the touchdown effects. Now, I'll demonstrate this when I actually go down to the landing. When I land, set our parking brake quick. Enable the touchdown effect. Basically, that's going to be, if you have a hard landing, it's going to, like, literally be ridiculously, it's going to, like, shake you around like crazy. But if that's, like, at 1 and you have a really hard landing, then it's going to shake you around, like, you know, boom, whatever. I have that at 50 because, yeah, I have that at 50 right now, or I'll set it at 50, because that seems to be great. You know, it's not too overpowerful, and it's not too underpowerful, if that makes any sense. Enable the rotor vibrations. This is going to be for like planes like the Cessna and basically prop planes, so that when you like start the engines, then your plane's going to like shake around for a little, like a second or something like that while they start, and then it will kind of adjust like that and do a few little minor things like that to kind of compensate for the vibrations that the turboprops actually make. So I'm going to leave that at 25 because I rarely fly turboprops. I'm mostly in this this plane right here. Enable the G-force effects. Now this is obviously for when you're in the air. I'll demonstrate this later on, but your pitch response is if we like pull back and push forward, it's going to be kind of like you like go back, forward, you know, kind of a whole bunch of things like that with your head. Your yaw response, sorry, this is what that was. So if that's at 0, you're going to see, I swear, if this isn't what it is, I'm going to be mad. Okay, honestly, I don't know what this does either. I know this is kind of a little bit unrealistic, and I'm sorry for that, but you can kind of just toy around. I'm sorry, I should really know a little bit more about this, but basically what that is we'll just assume that it's kind of for things like this, for your yaw response. Ooh, that's when you're in the air. Sorry, that was a little bit annoying. I'll demonstrate all these because I think these are all in the air except for the speed change response. You'll notice if we release our parking brake and go full power, see, my plane, yeah, there we go. See how I'm like, my head is like moving back a little bit, and then we set that and I go flying forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what the speed change response is. So if we set that to that and then go full, you're going to notice it's going to be a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, like really ridiculous. And then stop. Yep, exactly. So really, really ridiculous, and I would definitely not recommend having that at 100. But again, to each their own. If you want that at 100, go for it. I'm just going to leave it back to where it was at 25 right there. Enable taxi look ahead. Oh my gosh, this is where it is. Rudder response. You're going to notice when we do that. Yes, finally. That's it. So you can like see when we're doing like that. This is a really neat feature. So like if you're just going slightly, or if you're going full. So like if you're taxiing onto a runway, you'll be able to kind of see a little bit easier what's to the side of you and everything like that. Your turn response, I'm not quite sure what that is. If that's like when you turn like that kind of response, whatnot, my parking brake is set. Yep, that's what it is. So, you know, things like that. That's what it's going to be doing. Anyway, lean response. I think that is towards... Yep, there we... Oh, wow. That was crazy. So we definitely don't want that at 100. Let's try 50. See if that's any better. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. that's a little bit better. Still, you know, it's a little bit excessive in my opinion, but then again, your turn response, all these kind of combine together. So I'm just going to set my turn response to, let's just say 20, right about there, and my rudder response to 50, or let's just do 60 for that one. And then my lean response to say 40 right there, and that should make for a pretty good mix right there. I'm happy with that, definitely. Enable the piston engine vibrations right there. This is very similar to this, you know, when your engine's starting up, and just in general. So this is more for when you're actually starting up the engine, and then this is for when it's actually running. So if that's at full, it's going to be basically bumping, vibrating the whole entire time. So once again, I'm just going to set that back to where it was at 25, because I rarely fly with this, with turboprops and whatnot. Now, enable multiplayer or multi-monitor compatibility. So I do have 2 screens, however, I've not ever been able to really set up both screens in a way that it will work with X-Plane 11. So that's why I have not really been able or taken the opportunity to use that. Sorry, just wanted to check if my brother was in here. So if you do have 2 monitors in the setup, do that, and it will kind of set all that up for the other monitor. I mean, it's all combined, but you know what I'm saying. So with that, that's basically the HeadShake plugin right there. We're definitely going to be demonstrating a takeoff and a landing, just so that you guys can get a feel for actually like what the things like, I believe, sorry, let's turn my headphones in the background. The things like, for example, here, enable the G-force effects. That's what's mostly going to be for up here, for when we're in the air and stuff, and then obviously the touchdown effect for when we actually touch down. So with that, we're just going to go ahead and release our parking brake, spool up our engines, get my mic a little closer just so that we don't have another accident like what we did when I did the video with my brother. And so let's just go full throttle right there. And yeah, so you'll see you have very nice ground roll vibrations, you know, everything like that. You can turn around. It just makes the plane feel a lot more loose and not so stationary, which to me is an amazing thing. Okay, we're gonna bring our engines down so they don't fire up. But yeah, bumping around, I love this, you guys, and I think you guys will too. Alright, we'll just say 135 rotate, so we'll go ahead and pull back. Now you'll notice that we do that, here up, so you'll notice how like my head is kind of like moving back and forth, things like that, according to the pitch. So now that's what the pitch change does. Your yaw response, yeah, exactly. So you'll see like my head going crazy as I do these crazy maneuvers with the yaw, whatnot like that. And if I go excessively, so for example, if I pull up like this, then you'll notice my head will begin, or it should, yeah, you know, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's kind of just going crazy, and that is all thanks to, yeah, right here, the G-force effects. Otherwise, if we don't have that, you know, it's just going to be really boring plain sim, and it's just not going to be any fun. So that's why it's definitely a benefit to have these things. It just makes flying in the air a bunch more realistic. With that, what we're going to do is just going to go over to flight configuration, and we're going to attempt, or we're going to do a landing with the settings that we have just configured. With that, we're just going to perform a normal landing, bring our throttles down, bring our flaps down. It's, okay. It's really just going to be the same thing as normal, you know, takeoff type thing, or just being in the air, except this time we're actually on approach for runway 8 at Phoenix. So basically, just gonna fly the plane. I already did a tutorial on this, so definitely go check that out. Sorry, I'm stalling a little bit because I don't want to have to cut ahead in the video. Actually, you know what, forget it, I'll cut ahead. Alright, we're back in, a little bit closer to the runway. We're still too low, pretty much perfect speed. Flap set, auto brake set, gear down, hopefully 3 green. Yep, we're good there. Now we're just gonna go ahead, idle our thrust, and you're gonna notice I'm gonna do a hard landing on purpose.
10.
Yeah, so you see my head just went completely crazy, reverse thrusters out, and then we actually, you know, brake and whatnot like that. I know I just disarmed the auto brake. You're gonna see all that happen, and then actually we're just gonna let it come to a complete stop with reversers and everything, so you can actually see the stopping effect. In a second we come to a stop. Yeah, exactly, it does that. So that's basically what all that good stuff does. So simulators HeadShake back here. That's what all, you know, everything combines pretty much does that, except for these 2 things right there, and yeah, G-force, you know. So that's basically the HeadShake plugin for X-Plane. This video went on for way longer than I thought. I thought it would be a 2-minute tutorial, but I do like to go a little bit more in depth than most tutorials so that you guys can learn the most about the plugin as possible. But with that, that's basically it. Just once again, make sure that this thing is off, because I didn't even know what the heck that was, and I saw that it said to be off in the instruction manual, but I still didn't know where that was, and then I finally discovered that this is where it was, and that's why my plugin wasn't working. So make sure that that is off. You will know that it's off once again, because not only will the plane stop moving like that, but also that little dot will not be there, and then you can enable it and disable it by doing Shift C. We're just going to keep it off for now. But with that, that's the HeadShake plugin. Alright, you guys, with that, that is the HeadShake plugin by SimCoders tutorial completely finished. Hopefully I could teach you guys something a little bit more about how to install it and actually how to use it, and a little bit more about the plugin itself. If this tutorial was helpful, definitely drop a like down below and hit that subscribe button and bell icon so that you will never miss a beat on this Airplane Mode YouTube channel. Guys, we have just hit 500 subscribers, and I just want to express how thankful I am to you guys. You really mean the world to me. And it says that within hopefully, or something like 4 months on Social Blade, we should be at 1,000, which is just crazy to think that it took almost a year to get 100. But now with you guys smashing that subscribe button, we have gotten to where we are now. So I just want to thank you guys all so much for all your support throughout all my days making YouTube videos. And yeah, but once again, if this tutorial was helpful, definitely drop a like down below, hit that subscribe button, bell icon. I will see you guys very soon in a brand new